In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use ClickUp for project management. By the end, you'll be able to create a clean workspace, add tasks, set ownership and due dates, and even spin up a full project from a template so you don't have to start from scratch every time. Let's begin at the very start. Open your browser and head to clickup.com. On the home page, look for the login button and click it. You'll land on the sign-in screen. Choose Continue with Google to streamline access. If you're already signed into your browser, you'll see your Google account listed. Click the account you want to use, and you'll be taken into ClickUp. If your organization uses a different method, you can still follow along. The interface will be the same once you're in. Once you're logged in, we'll set up a space. Think of a space as a container for a team, department, or a project portfolio. Find the option to create a new space and click it. You'll be prompted to enter a space title. Pick a clear, descriptive name that everyone will recognize later, something like marketing launches, client projects, or product roadmap. Good naming now saves confusion down the line. After you've named your space, click Continue. ClickUp will ask how you plan to use this space. Choose the option that says Plan, Manage, and Execute Projects. This presets your space for project management use cases with relevant views and features ready to go, which means less setup work later. When that's selected, click Create Space to confirm. Your space will appear in the sidebar and you're ready to add your first tasks. Inside the new space, look for the Add Task button. Click it and give your task a clear title, like Draft Project Charter or Prepare Kickoff Deck. Short titles are fine if they're specific. You can always add details inside the task later. Once your task exists, assign it by clicking the Assignee field and choosing the right person. Assigning ownership makes expectations clear and ensures updates and notifications go to the right place. Next, set a due date by clicking the Due Date field. Choose a realistic date that matches your project timeline. If you're working in sprints or phases, align your dates so they ladder up to major milestones. After that, click the Priority field to tag the task as urgent, high, normal, or low. Priority is a simple but effective way to help your team scan the list and focus on what matters most without reading every detail. At this point, you've got the basics down for a manual project plan. Create tasks, assign owners, set dates, and mark priority. Now let's add some structure around your tasks so they're easier to navigate. Look for the plus sign in the sidebar to add items to your space, then click Folder. A folder groups related lists and tasks. Give the folder a name, something meaningful to the project. For example, you might use Highlight as a folder for top-level initiatives, or another term that fits your workflow. The idea is to create a simple, obvious structure so new teammates can jump in and find what they need. If you're in a hurry or you want a strong starting point, templates can save a lot of time. Inside your space, find and click Use Templates. In the template library, use the search bar and type Project Management. You'll see a range of pre-built frameworks with lists, example tasks, and fields tailored to common project workflows. Pick a template that matches your scenario and click Use Template. This path is perfect when you don't want to reinvent the wheel and would rather adapt something proven. You'll be prompted to name what you're creating from the template. Type in your title, make sure it's clear and aligned with your naming convention, and then confirm by clicking Use Template. ClickUp will generate the lists and tasks for you. This can include categories like backlog, in-progress work, or milestones, along with columns for assignees, due dates, and priority. Think of this as an instant structure you can tune to your needs instead of building everything piece by piece. To show you how this looks in practice, open the example called Home Renovation Project Management. It's a helpful illustration of how project templates organize tasks by phases, responsibilities, and deadlines. Switch to the list view if you're not already there. The list view makes it easy to scan many tasks at once, compare due dates, and see assignment and priority at a glance. It's also great for bulk updates when you're setting up an entire project timeline. Inside the list, open the Projects List section. This is where you'll see pre-made tasks ready to customize. Start by clicking the Assignee field on any task to select the owner. Assign tasks to the people who will actually do the work, not just the project manager. That way, each person gets task-specific notifications, and it's clear who's responsible for moving each item forward. If a task spans multiple contributors, keep the primary owner clear and capture collaborators in the description or comments. Next, click the due date field and choose a deadline for each task. Use realistic dates that consider dependencies. If task B depends on task A, make sure task A's due date comes first. When working with fixed milestones, start by placing those milestones on the calendar, then work backward to fill in tasks leading up to them. Adjust date ranges as needed to balance workloads and keep the timeline achievable. Finally, use the priority field to clarify urgency. If everything is top priority, nothing is. Reserve urgent or high for items that truly need immediate attention or unblock others. Normal and low priority tasks still matter but won't pull focus from critical paths. As your project progresses, revisit priority settings. What was low last week might become high as deadlines approach. At this point, you've seen both approaches: the manual path, where you create tasks and structure them yourself, and the template path, where you start from a pre-built project and customize it. In real teams, you'll often use a mix of both: templates to jumpstart the framework and manual tasks for work that's unique to your project. Before we wrap up, a few quick tips to keep things smooth without adding extra steps. Keep names consistent for spaces, folders, and lists so your sidebar stays tidy. Use short, action-oriented task titles and keep details in the task description. Review due dates and priorities weekly to keep the plan current. And when you bring in teammates, show them where to find their assigned tasks in the list so they can hit the ground running. That's it. You now know how to log in, create a space, build tasks, set assignees, due dates and priorities, add structure with folders, and accelerate setup using a project management template. Follow these steps each time you start a new project, and you'll have a clear, repeatable process that keeps your work organized and your team aligned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.